Boom.
Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
There it is, folks. Well, welcome
There it
back.
is.
Man, do we got a good one for you tonight. With me, of course, the most interesting man I know, a man who once ran a marathon because it was on his way home. Brawnz, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, Texan Whale. Oh man, that intro, the double dragon, just
Yeah.
brought some flashbacks. I remember playing that game at this one movie theater. Yeah, it's good times, man. Thank you for putting that together.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely one of those games you can just keep on popping in those quarters. Hope you're bringing a lot because that game took a lot of my money.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good old days, man. I
Do-
love those 8-bit arcades.
yes. Do you remember like putting the quarter on top of the sign of the arcade cabinet? I used to get scared, like if someone was gonna steal my quarter, but that was supposed to be
Yeah.
the placeholder. That's my quarter. No, that's
Well,
mine.
that's maybe how they did it on the left coast. On the right coast, we put them by the joystick. So I guess if someone's going to try and steal it, they really got to be quick because man. But well, folks, listen. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Yes.
comment down below. Every little bit helps. We appreciate you. Of course, we'll be getting into the Bitcoin chart here in just a few moments. And we'll be getting into some, of course, the latest crypto news in the space. I'll be covering the SEC motion to appeal, the loss that they had,
Another
right? For
L.
the another L, right? For I tell you, the Ripple case just continues to get more and more interesting, but we'll be covering that. And we'll be getting into the Ethereum futures, rather the ETF futures, and the reception that they had on that. And then we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of Marvel versus
Ooh,
DC.
that's big. It's
Man,
big.
that's a good one. I feel
Huge.
like we're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. But why don't we get right into it, Bronze? By the
Yes.
way, how are you doing? You good? You
I'm
good?
good. I'm good. It's almost Friday. The big game coming up on Sunday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. This is big.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Of course, the Niners.
Of course.
Come on.
Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
The
That's right.
49ers.
That's right.
It's not America's team.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
It is
is.
America's team. But
Okay. All right. I guess we got both America's teams. I
they
don't
can hold
know.
that. Yeah. Cowgirls can hold that. They can hold that name.
Okay. Yeah, there you
Keep
go.
it.
There you go. Gotta love the cowgirls,
Yeah.
cowboys,
Oh,
whatever.
sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. To be fair, I'm from Houston, so
Yeah.
not a big fan
Yeah.
of Dallas.
That's
But
right.
yeah. All right, so there's that. Folks, let's get right into the charts here. Let me know when you see that there. Bronze
Yep.
coming in loud and clear.
I don't
Well,
care.
we're at the 4 hour looking at Bitcoin as we normally do here. And I don't know. I feel like we're on an uptrend a little bit, at least
A little bit.
a little bit since I don't call it late September. I mean, really, it hasn't been that long. But if you take a look at for the month of September, we're still from the start. We're still sitting up pretty high. So had we got in early on the first, we're still up fairly significantly. I say significantly more than you're going to be making in any traditional markets. That's for damn sure. Now, I think the question is, are we going to go ahead and continue this uptrend, or are we going to go ahead and go down, or I don't know, continue to go sideways? Rons, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go sideways for a long time. Well, I guess by the end of this year, yeah, I don't see us breaking out unless something a big economic shift happens. I think we're gonna be in this 27-30K range. Uh, that this is what's been going on since March 22. It's basically the market is telling us this is the fair price of Bitcoin as of now. So just like if Bitcoin goes up, it's like when if it goes up, the bears will sell. If the price goes below 24,000, uh, the bulls will buy. right? So yeah, I don't see anything any that will cause the needle to move. But
No,
this is what's going to happen. There's this
there
thing
it
I've been
is.
looking at. It's called the negative real yield. Bitcoin is going to go at least half a million dollars. Sounds crazy,
Half a
but here
million. What's the time
half a
frame?
million.
What's your crystal ball telling you there,
I want
brother?
to say 2026.
2026. I don't
Yes,
know. That doesn't sound unreasonable.
right.
Do you have any information on that?
I've been looking at so with the government, they're spending a lot of money, right? Debt is piling up. It- Usually, to negate that, they'll bump up the rates, but the rates are already high. If they bump it up any higher, it's just going to implode the whole thing. So check this out. They also got to keep on spending like pension and disability. So that's going to cause that negative real yield. And for that, big money are going to go look elsewhere to get some yield, and they're going to look nowhere other than crypto, baby. So
There it is.
Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, so the economy is going to be. I don't want to sound grim. It's not in shambles, but that's where we're heading, and that's what's going to cause some face melting action when it's going to go to, like, when we see 100K, that's going to trigger like that psychological effect where that FOMO sets in. That's going to drive the price really really high. But it's true. I mean, we're already seeing smart money already going all in Bitcoin, right? So it's just a matter of time. We're just waiting, and it's a good time to get some in. Not financial advice.
Never financial advice here, folks. Never.
That's right.
That's
Never.
right.
And
Um,
yeah,
let me ask you.
one more thing, John. I'm sorry, before I forget.
Oh man,
It's a little bit
what you
more
got?
juice. And that's just not a dead thing, John. I've been looking at AI. I've been looking at AI. AI is just gonna exponentially grow production. The economy is gonna go through the roof so fast that the Fed can't keep up printing money. Right. So when that happens, that's gonna cause the bond yields will be left in the dust.
I
So
don't
when
know.
that
Sounds like the robots are taking over.
happens,
But I think with that all, with kidding aside, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of positive in the space, but there's some indicators that are kind of pointing to a potential downturn. And one of the followers that I was, on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, uh, he had posted this. Let me know that you see this here. So what are we looking at? This is consumer spending. Why does consumer spending matter at all to our space? Well, it's a domino effect. As consumer spending starts to decrease and start to significantly decrease, then what happens here is the traditional markets react to it in a negative manner. Traditional markets then, in return, impact our market. Now, most of the time, we align with traditional markets, but it's not to say that we could go against the grain and start to go in the opposite direction if, I don't know, S&P starts to crash. Something to be mindful of is consumer spending. If people are not spending, there could be a potential domino effect, downturn in economy, companies stop spending, increasing what they need to for their employees. They may go through some layoffs, and it's a ripple effect. No pun intended. But I think that these are some things that you got to worry about. There are some folks that are calling 10,000 for the year, 10,000 for the year, which could be that black swan effect that you were talking about a few
Mhm.
episodes ago. So I don't know. You keeping any money on the sidelines? Any money in USDC or Tether?
Yeah, yeah, I got some on the sidelines already, ready to go, ready to be deployed,
There it
ready to
is.
pounce.
Yeah. Be prepared. That's my motto. You
Yes,
don't know, right? But there's that potential that this thing goes straight to the moon, and we'll have to
John,
see.
it's gonna pass the moon. It's going intergalactic.
There it is. There it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. Where is that? Boom. So I agree. I think there's a very good potential that we could go right the opposite. We're not hitting 10,000. We're not hitting 15. We're hitting
Yeah.
50, 60, straight to 100. Who knows? Right?
Hmm.
We don't want to create hopium, folks. Always make sure that you guys are always doing your own research. I think that's important. And what do we know? Right?
Right.
That's it. We're just a couple guys up here. Well, I'm wearing a silly hat. So
I really can't see. It can, right? Technically, it can, but there's so much money already. People are, BlackRock, Fidelity. They're already heavily invested in Bitcoin, Grayscale,
yeah,
Mike Novogratz. Uh, they for it to go 10K. I mean, when you see a dip, people are going to be buying. That's why we're in this range for a long time, since March of 2022.
yeah. I mean, there's a significant amount of holders out there. That's for sure. When you take a look at those numbers as well, I think the question is, we've been going sideways for quite a long time, pretty much since March. Seems to me like the market's being held down or fairly level uh, for the year for the most part. However, if you were to have gotten in back in January 1st, you're up fairly significantly because we were down pretty low at the beginning of the year, very beginning of the year. Um, Seems to me like, in my opinion, that was bottom, but we'll have to see how this plays out. I
Yeah.
don't think that we're going to 10,000. I don't know that I don't know that there is the potential for that black swan impact or effect, but who knows?
Right.
We'll have to see how it all plays out.
After COVID, I've seen, I don't. That's that was the bottom right there. Nothing like that's where I came and got my diamond hands because I was young and naive at that time, and I saw the market just go down, and it was a good lesson learned, and that's how I got my diamond hands.
Diamond hands, man, solid.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's talk about diamond hands because I feel like you've been talking about these guys since day one.
Oh yeah.
Let me pull this up here.
Shout out to XRP Army.
There it is. Absolutely. SEC motion to appeal loss in Ripple's case is denied. No, that's
Wow.
pretty good news. Now there was a rally about 5% after the decision was made,
Yeah.
but this was huge news. This was
Yeah.
massive. We kind of expected this to occur, that appeal was going to occur, but federal judge rejected it. You think we're going to be going higher with XRP? I mean, I feel like some of the numbers we're seeing is massive.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I expected more. I would have, was expecting the needle move a little bit higher. I mean, yeah, 5% is good. I mean, I looked at the charts today, the price, and I didn't really see too much action. I mean, this is bullish news, but there's a lot of bullish news going on right now, especially this week. But it hasn't really moved the needle in the market uh, in total. And I'm thinking, what does it got to take for this market to really move up? And it was just talking about the negative yield, real yield, something like big economic shift is what's going to cause this thing. And for now, we're steady ready.
Steady. I agree. We are steady. And I think we really should see the needle move more. And that's why I wonder if there is a little bit of manipulation from some of the larger entities that have that ability to do so, some of those larger banks out there. So, I really expected to see more on this, but 5%, we'll take it. Though I think it's come down a little bit actually since the third. So I feel like all those gains have been given back, but you know, I feel like this is really good news
Right.
for Ripple in the long run, and I think there's more to come. Now, We were going to talk about ETH. I feel like we probably still should. Um, there was some news that came out about, well, this was last week, and we were kind of talking about this last week, where ETFs were coming out, and there was a total of 9 that came out. Let me
Wow.
know that you see this here.
Yep.
Let's see here.
October 2nd.
October 2nd. Yeah, now this was Ethereum futures ETF start trading in the US for the first time. There's a total of 9 that started trading back on the 2nd. Now
Wow.
this is not spot futures, folks. These are just or rather spot ETFs. These are future
Yeah.
ETFs.
Right.
And I think that it's important to make that note because everyone's waiting for those spot ETFs to come out. And even though there was 9 that came out, the needle moved nothing at all. There was no movement in the
Yeah.
Ethereum space. And you think that
Yeah.
bodes well? Is it just the markets? Are we in that phase where everyone's just not interested? They're waiting for the next big thing and just standing by?
That's what I'm feeling. It to me, I thought this was bullish news. 9 uh is okay, but I guess people like the the mainstream is not into futures. I guess we're waiting for spot to be available. But to me, we're the bullish thing about this, we're heading in the right direction. It's only a matter of time. Well, all that will be available. Spot, Bitcoin spot, ETF. Yeah, that's with. I think that's one of the other catalysts that, like, once that's approved, yeah, we'll see the market shift definitely
No.
on the
Yeah,
uptrend. But yeah,
absolutely. Right. With any type of spot product, really, it's just a matter of them offering lower fees. So they are able to offer the product, call it Bitcoin, at a much lower rate than any type of futures ETF would, and the risk overall is lessened to the investor, which makes it more appealing to the investor. Now, I feel like overall Bitcoin, Ethereum is still going to be high risk, high reward, at least in the near future. Eventually, just like anything else, like gold, it'll have to level off. But we're gonna hit those big numbers before it really starts to do that, assuming that adoption is there. But a lot of people are putting a lot of money, big names, putting a lot of money into this space and counting on it being a
yes,
big, big mover.
yep,
So
definitely. We just continue to, for me, just continue to accumulate slowly but surely. Uh, DCA, it's a good time. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be feeling no FOMO,
no FOMO,
no FOMO.
never, not now. I feel like you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gearing up.
and avoid the FUD there, folks.
Yeah,
But do your own research. Check it
doing your
out.
research. Yeah, I'm excited. I that's my attitude. It's like back when I first heard the prequels of Stars was coming out. Like in a year or two. Like, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Before you know it, uh, I was at the movie theater, and I mean, it was okay. But what I'm saying is something to look forward to. Something to look forward to is gonna happen. Something great's gonna happen, and you could play it like no matter how the market goes, up or down. If you play it right, you're gonna win either way.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got to do
that's
your
it.
research.
Do your research. Try not to time the market. I feel like if you're going to get in slowly and accumulate. That's just my advice. That's my own 2 cents on that. But
So,
talking about Star Wars, talking about
oh,
the movies, maybe it's a good time to parlay into our next topic here.
oh,
There it is.
it
What are we
is.
talking about? We're talking about Marvel vs. DC. Oh, yes. Let me know that you see this here, Bronze. There it
Man, that's
is.
big. That's I guess when we talked about
That.
it, it was a big. We had to set some premise because these are just massive it's a massive topic to go over, right? So
Massive topic. And it's like, where do you start? Where do you stop? Because when you take a look at all the characters, the universe overall, there's so much to talk about. And there's so much, man. I don't know. I feel like we were talking about this at work the other day, and we went on for an hour easy, and no one blinked an eye.
yes,
But maybe it's just the group of guys that I was with. But we just wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit and talk about the history and then I don't know what was the last one we were going to talk about? Is it the
um,
strongest superhero
oh
of them all?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and that's still debatable. That's
yes.
still debatable. That's still debatable.
All right, all right, all
Yeah,
right. Cool your jets there, brother. Let's go
yeah.
ahead and pull this up. So, all right, I'll start us off with the first one. You get the next one. How's that? So,
All right.
we're talking about overall history, and we want to just go back to its roots. So, as far as the first comic book for DC, man, you can see that one on the right, and the colors pop. This is Action Comics, June 1938, last century. And yeah, last century. My son says that all the time. What year were you born? And then I tell him, he's like, oh, last century. Yes, last century. That doesn't make me feel old at all.
Oh man.
But yeah, Superman was actually the first comic book that was brought out to way back, 1938. And it was Detective Comics number 27. That's when Batman appeared. So 1 year later,
Mm.
and once again, that was DC. So DC was one of the first comic books way back, and then came Marvel. But Marvel
Oh.
came a few years later.
Yeah, Marvel a year later, actually, in
Year later.
1939. Yeah, timely
Mhm.
first comic book was Marvel's comic book number one, cover dated October. Wow, October. We're in October 1939, which featured several superhero characters, most notably the Human Torch and Submariner.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's the picture of Human Torch. Huh.
man, that guy looks a little scary.
Furry, furry fire. Fire.
Well, I guess it's hard, but they were doing their best, and
Yeah.
man, I don't know, 1939. That's interesting. Very interesting. I feel like again the colors pop, and I feel like that's what you're really kind of when you're collecting. You're kind of going after those iconic images, those iconic front covers. So I think it's very cool, and you know, but yeah, I thought. Now, to be fair, I thought this was many years later. But what's interesting here is it's Timely's first comic book. Um, so even though it was really Marvel comic book number one, it was brought to you by a company named Timely's
Mhm.
back then.
Right.
So, but moving right along here, folks, to the first movie though. Let's talk about first movies now.
Mm.
There's a bit of stipulation with this because the first movie for DC was Superman, surprise, surprise, and the Mole Men in 1951. Now, the thing is,
Man.
and this is what we wanted to kind of be careful with, DC Comics production. So this was a production by DC themselves, and it wasn't done through another studio. Actually, only occurred very recently in 2005, and that was Batman Begins.
Man, boom.
Oh,
That was
man. I feel like that's the only Batman. No, that's not true. Michael Keaton was cool. Um,
right. Yeah.
Kind of
Tim
shifted
Burton,
it.
the Tim Burton Batman
Yeah. Right.
with Prince, Prince doing the song.
Really? I don't
Yeah, it
remember
was like
that.
1989.
1989. Party like it's
Yeah.
1999. What did he sing? Man.
I forgot what the song was in that movie. But
It's a
yeah.
Purple Beret. Or, I don't know.
Raspberry Beret.
Oh, Raspberry
Yeah.
Beret. There you go. Yeah, shows you how much I know. I miss him though. Miss him dearly. Shout out.
Shout out.
All right. So
But
I do find it interesting though that DC didn't actually produce. They started way back in 1938, and while their first movie that was owned by a different production studio in 1951 didn't actually produce anything of their own until 2005. So I find that interesting,
Right.
but I wonder if that was due to, I don't know, lack of funding, or maybe they didn't feel like there was a big of a crowd for it. But you know, it's kind of how it rolls. But I
Yeah.
don't know, Marvel.
Yeah, so similar to DC, the initial Marvel movie was not released by Marvel themselves. It was released by Universal Pictures in 1986. The movie was Howard the Duck. Wah, wah.
Mm. Wah,
I
wah,
seen that
wah.
movie. I seen that movie too, and it was it was okay.
Yeah.
You know, people was used to Donald Duck and Daffy Duck, and then these like, oh, who's this third wheel? But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I feel like he was a little over the top, and I feel like, unlike Donald or Daffy, he wasn't as comical. I feel like he was meant to feel human.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
so in the first movie that involved Marvel Studios was Iron Man in 2008.
2008. See, there's another
Yeah,
big jump, right? So,
right.
first comic book, 1939, by these folks, Marvel Comics, didn't actually form anything that was produced by Marvel Studios, but was owned completely by them, where they had complete control and autonomy over what was being produced. Wasn't until Iron Man, man. And I tell you, first time I saw Iron Man, I was surprised. I was shocked a little bit because I don't know, I didn't really know anyone that was really into Iron Man, but they made it really cool.
Oh yeah, no. Now seeing these dates, DC first came out with their comic book in 1938, and then Marvel or whatever the publisher was at the time, a year later. Now you see DC coming out in '05. It makes me think that Marvel saw that and like, oh, we gotta do our own movie studio now too.
Yeah.
3 years
Well,
later.
yeah, and then how many years after that, they were quickly bought up. I remember the stock going, Marvel stock going through the roof, and then boom, purchased by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, smart move. Smart move. They'll be
Yeah.
riding this one out for a long time coming. So,
Yep.
well, all right. Strongest superhero characters. I want to preface superhero, right? Not super
Superhero.
villain, not quasi hero, right? We were talking about this
The good
morning.
guy. Hmm.
Yeah. We're talking about the good guys, the guys that are really good. What do you think? We were talking about this, right? And what was the character you were talking about? You brought up this morning,
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Now, one could argue she's a good guy. She seems to be on, but she also seems to flip evil very quickly. So,
Yeah.
and Scarlet Witch has some amazing powers, right? And I think you'd have to be crazy to even try to say, well, Superman went bad when he died and came back. Well, yeah, that was like for a brief second, and he quickly became good again. Scarlet Witch, not so much. She's like taking people out left and right depending on her mood.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
strongest
Eh,
superhero.
right. Right. This is based on the premise is in the cinema, right? Not in the
That's right.
comic book.
Cinema, right? So we just,
Yeah.
and like it says there, folks, decided on to stick with just movie superheroes, just to kind of narrow it down. Reason being is you go take a look at, and at this point, I say we've done quite a bit of research on this topic, and man, there are a lot of characters I've never even heard of, and they're rated like top, the strongest of all.
Yeah, like the universe. Yeah, it was. They were very obscure. I used to collect comic books too, and I was just like, I don't remember these guys.
Yeah,
Like, what
that's
was that
right.
guy in DC? He looked like a butler, the Who
Was
or
it the
something.
prophecy?
The prophecy.
Now, listen,
It's
I
like,
know
wow,
that
look at
some of
this
you out
guy.
there are like, you guys aren't real comic
I
book
know they're calling us out.
fans because how do you not know the prophecy? Well, I don't. Sorry. maybe I'm just not that guy, but okay. All right, call me odds. So we kind of narrowed it down to just movies. I feel like there's a lot of great characters in the movies in the cinema as of late. So we just decided to keep it simple here, folks. So I'm going to start us off here, Brawnz. Who do we got?
Sure.
I feel like this is my
All
guy
right.
right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Super. Okay. Do I have to read the whole thing?
No, man,
No.
come
Yeah, we
on.
got Superman here. You guys can read that.
Yeah, Kal-El. That's right. He
Kal-El.
came from Krypton.
His parents, Jor-El and Lara, became aware of Krypton's impending destruction. Of Jor-El begins construction of a spacecraft to carry Kal-El to Earth during
Oh,
Krypton.
stop it. You guys all know the drill.
Yeah.
His planet died. They shot him off into space, and thank God he landed on Earth and didn't get hit by some kind of comet in the meantime. But the Earth's sun makes him strong, super strong. Those are his powers. What's his powers there, brother?
Yeah, from superhuman strength, X-ray vision, heat vision, cold breath, super speed, enhanced hearing, and
He's pretty
invulnerability.
much nigh invulnerability.
High invulnerability. Okay, no, but
He
check this
he
out, John. But he has weaknesses. Kryptonite. I mean, he's only limited to the sun.
Hmm.
I mean, compared to these other heroes,
Well, okay, let's
uh,
talk about that. Name another hero that doesn't have a weakness.
uh, Captain Marvel. I mean,
Captain Marvel.
she goes on a tour in the galaxy. She doesn't need the sun to
Captain
power
Marvel,
her up.
yeah. So, so that was DC. So here's Marvel.
There we go.
Boom. So you got DC, you got Superman, and I don't know, several decades later, they decided to come out with Marvel superhero, former Air Force pilot, and she basically was, I don't know, working with NASA, transformed her in some kind of hybrid with extraordinary powers. But I don't know, flight, energy blast, whatever that means, superhuman durability, and superhuman strength. Now, you take a look at some of the footage during one of the last Marvel flicks. She's flying damn near through, well, spaceships, space shuttles, whatever, and just destroying basically an entire army. I feel like you
Yeah.
put Superman in that position, he'll do the same damn thing, except make
Right.
it look cooler.
Uh, oh man, I don't want. Are we going to? Feel like we can walk into it. I feel like I'm walking into a debate.
Yeah, let's
But yeah,
debate it.
nah.
Oh, you're no fun.
Well, okay. Well, one thing in the movie Endgame, she got knocked out, right? Uh, Thanos gave her like a good hook. I don't know how far she flew. She it seemed like she flew out of the solar system because she didn't come back for a while. She had to fly back during all that fight, and yeah, like
Oh.
when they needed her most. But she was a couple planets away. Yeah, that's pretty strong from Mr. Thanos.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I think that's to your point. Superman got beaten by Bruce Wayne. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, he got
Man, that scene was.
outsmarted. Yeah, he got
Oh,
outsmarted,
well, okay. There's that.
and yeah, he had he had those what do you call it? Yeah. Superman had, I mean, Batman had all those kryptonite little devices. So
Well,
you got
I
cut
feel
out
like I
there.
lost you there for a second,
You
but I'm
did.
back. Yeah, don't worry. You're never alone there, brother. All right. Well, that's what we had for the two top strongest. We based it off of recent movies, number one. And feel like we had to focus on DC and Marvel. And when you take a look at some of their strengths, I feel like overall, oh, these are good ones. But you tell us otherwise. Tell us in links below. Superheroes, folks, not villains. Like to see Superman go against anyone, and I don't know. I don't think there's any way anyone's going to win, but I guess you got kryptonite.
There you go.
All right. Which universe is stronger? Is it Marvel? DC? What do you say? Why do we say we pull a video up, kind of go through some of the characters here? You decide. Why don't we
There you
decide?
go.
I know what I want to say. All
There,
right, let's
there you go.
what am I looking at? X-Men.
That's right.
Is that black and white?
Yeah.
How old is that shirt?
That's new. I got it this year.
Oh,
Target.
some targets. Okay, you lose.
I
All
love-
right. Let's pull this
close
up.
up. Here's a close up. See.
Oh, yeah. What is that? Is that episode?
Lee.
What's that?
Drawn by Jim Lee.
There it is.
Yeah, X-Men issue 11.
Issue 11.
Yeah.
The introduction of Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh, introduction. No.
No, okay.
But I heard X-Men's coming out in 2026, just in time for the bull market.
Just in time for the bull. Well, I feel like that's the local top right there. So X-Men comes out, sell. But we'll see. All right, let me know that you see this here, folks. Brawnz.
Yeah.
How's it coming? Looking
I
good?
see it. Looking good.
All right. Let's now this was actually brought to us by who did this? List Edu. List Edu. 36,000 subscribers. Check this guy out. Please subscribe, like, follow this guy. We're gonna go ahead and just get started here. It is top 10 Marvel versus DC characters. DC versus Marvel. And this is his list. How's it sound there, brother?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Here we go. Ellie, list edu. Subscribe, like.
Let's see. Oh,
Gotcha.
Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I heard Arrow was a popular TV show.
TV show. Never heard of him.
Yep.
Doesn't even have a cool name. Oh, it kind of has a mask. So he's like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Got a hood.
I love. Can you pause real quick?
Yeah.
Hawkeye is the man to me. I mean, he has my name, my government name, Clint, and yeah, I thought he played well in the MCU movies. He did have his own TV show, Hawkeye, and I forgot that little. He had a partner, a female Hawkeye protege, was in Disney, but yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as good as him when he was in the movies, but yeah, my vote goes to Mr. Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, I agree. Never even heard of Arrow. Don't even like his costume. Seems kind of lame. But Hawkeye, I don't know. Hawkeye's got a bit of a dark side. Seems like he lost his mind when he lost his family.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't, right?
But
Yeah, he went Ronin rogue.
To be fair, he was killing bad guys.
There you
So
go.
there it is. Superhero? Question mark. You decide. All right. Number 9. Oh. Batwoman versus Black Widow. I know who I want. I mean, to win. Leather versus spandex. Oh, yes. There it is.
Black Widow had a good movie.
Yeah, that's debatable. Good is a matter of opinion, I suppose.
Right.
But man, is she hot.
Which one?
Smoking. Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who the other Catwoman was. Who was that?
See, I feel bad, because I do feel like Marvel is the popular comic or the superhero side, I feel like it's kind of unjust that we're judging the more popular, because I'm more familiar with Scarlet. I mean,
You
yeah,
can't not judge. It's
Scarlet
a
Black
top
Widow.
10. You have to judge. That's the whole point of a top 10. Don't
Yeah,
feel bad. They're not even real. It's okay. It's
It's,
okay.
and I think okay with was that Batwoman? I know like with Robin, there's different iteration of Robin. I'm not sure if I keep want to say Batgirl. See, I don't know who Batwoman is. I feel like it's unfair to really to compare. I
I'm
mean,
so glad Batman Begins did not bring Robin in.
oh,
It would have.
thank God,
Man,
yeah,
that would have been so bad.
right. So okay, real quick, despite like with Marvel being so successful and in the DC EU being kind of like disorganized, to like it's kind of ironic for me. The top comic book movie is Batman. It to me it trumps like all the Marvel. I mean, except for maybe the Avengers, the Endgame. But like Endgame had like the setup. But like for pound movies, uh, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, like no one, yeah, you can't really stop those two movies.
Well,
Even
and
Man of Steel, to me,
Man of
Man of
Steel,
Steel is underrated. That was one of the best.
so underrated. Got to check
Best,
now, folks. Won't tell you
yeah.
how it ends. You got to check
Yeah.
it out.
Oh yeah, that was controversial, but
Yeah,
I loved
well,
it. I'm glad they did it.
yeah,
So
yeah. But no, I agree. I mean, listen, Marvel. I feel like as far as their production value and what Disney did and kind of expanded it out, it made sense. DC tried to emulate with that with the Justice League, and I don't know, it just could have been done
yeah,
better. And when you take a look
definitely.
at Zack Schneider's version of the Justice League, I feel like he hit the mark on this one, and I really preferred his version over the one that hit the movie theaters. It was
Oh
long,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was just done better. It made a heck of a lot more sense, and
Right.
it wasn't so Hollywood that I feel like they were just trying to hit or pull the right levers in Hollywood to get and say the right things. I don't know.
Right. Well, one of one of my all time favorite directors is Christopher Nolan, that directed Batman Begins. He was pretty much done doing the DC movies. He recruited Zack Schneider to continue on,
There it
and
is.
he did a good job
Yeah,
on the uncut.
agreed.
You know,
Well, all right. Batwoman versus Black Widow. Black Widow, in my mind, wins all the time, but I don't know.
yeah,
I'm just biased.
yeah.
Here we go. Number 8. Oh. Yeah.
I mean,
This is like a setup, right?
yeah. I feel like
I feel like this is a setup for Marvel to kick DC's ass. Sorry. We'll
I feel like
that out later.
yeah. I don't know who else can compare Doctor Strange in DC. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, this guy seems like a little bit biased. I mean, I think he was trying his best to make the comparison.
Well, yeah, I guess. Green Lantern. I mean, I don't know. No, shouldn't even be on this list, should he? He's got a ring.
Well, yeah,
That's cool.
he deserves to be on this list. But yeah,
Okay,
going against Doctor Strange, yeah,
yeah. All right.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Doctor Strange. I don't know. So far, I'm all over Marvel.
right.
Let's see. Number 7 here. Cyborg versus Vision. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his Vision is Vision can fly. Well, you know what? This is kind of a good comparison.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good comparison because Cyborg can hack.
Yeah.
He can hack and do a lot of stuff, but
Yeah, he's just not cool, right?
Vision is like, I think, like overall powerful. He has the, what was it, the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Really forgot what Mind Stone really, what power it had, but it was pretty powerful, right? For Thanos to, I mean, Thanos had to complete all the stones, but man, the way Vision like the way he went out, it was really bad. That
It was
sucked.
weak. It was
I
pretty weak. Now, to
I,
be
I wouldn't say
fair,
weak. I wouldn't say weak. I
oh,
thought that was awesome in a way, because like we needed something, like something devastating to happen. It had to be him. Yeah, I think that was the right choice for him to get messed up like that.
well, sure.
Die twice, and in a minute. But yeah, Vision is super strong.
Listen, Star Wars Episode 5, I get it. There had to be a downturn. Everyone's kind of depressed, and oh my God. And then, of course, yeah, we come back and we kick everyone's butt. We win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Out of the two, Cyborg, Vision, I'm going with Vision.
Yeah. So okay, I'm looking up real quick. He has solar energy projection, holographic disguise, density control, techno technopathy, regeneration, and flight.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what? And then Scarlet's, what's her name?
It's Scarlet Witch.
Witch.
Yeah,
Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch.
Witch.
Hooked up with
Wanda.
Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, I suppose. What's Cyborg guy?
He can give people money, like by hacking the ATM.
Oh, well, that's good. He's a great hacker. Couldn't do anything in the last Justice League, but had to take Superman to bail them all out. No, I think it was Flash, actually. All right.
Right. Okay, real quick. He has body resistance, sensor systems, shape change, superhuman speed, advanced sensor, weapon systems. He can also flight, nano regeneration, portal creation via boom tubes. That
Okay.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I guess. What the hell's a boom tube? It's like a
Yeah.
boob tube. Boom tube.
Okay, I'll give this a wash. I'll give them a tie on this.
All
one.
right. Tie goes for Brawnz. Vision. I don't know. I'll take Vision. I'm all over Marvel right now. Let's go. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, all right. My first DC guy.
There you go.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah.
I'll give it to Flash. I mean,
Yeah, I'm a Flash guy myself. Top 5. Here we go. Aquaman versus Black Panther. It's kind of a weird pair up.
that's it. Should have been Aquaman and Namor.
Sure.
It's a Mariner.
Oh, right.
This guy is Jack. Yeah, he messed up on this.
Yeah.
Black Panther should have matched up with Batman.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think? What do you think?
That was from the get go. Well, Flash, Quicksilver. I'll go with Flash, Quicksilver. Even in a comic, he wasn't really. I mean, he was really known for it being the brother of Wanda, and yeah, he was kind of like the copy, the poor man's Flash. Flash had a lot of, he can go back in time. He can. He had like, he could create these. I don't know if I forgot. He's able to go phase through solid objects, like through walls and doors.
There it is. So I agree,
Yeah.
Flash. And then what about Aquaman versus Black Panther?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's Black Panther.
Oh,
yeah, because right. So
I'm gonna go Aquaman. So
why is that? Because
he looks like
he can talk to the fishes.
Yeah, that's right. Can Black Panther do that? Looks like he eats fishes. Probably does. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's Black Panther guy? He's got a suit. He's like Batman.
Yeah, exactly. They should have. It was a bad matchup. There's
nothing cool about that.
And yeah, I mean, he's the prince of Wakanda. I mean, so
Okay.
he's super rich. Batman is
So,
super rich.
oh, maybe that's why. Because the other guy is the Prince of the Sea, right? It's kind of like the tuna fish guy.
Oh, that's yeah.
Right?
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. All right. So Black Panther, Bronze,
Yeah.
Aquaman. All right. Let's see what we
Okay.
got. Wonder Woman versus Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Yes. I love Wonder Woman. The
Why?
movie was great.
First one was good.
Gal
Second
Gadot is
one-
super hot, dude. I'm sorry. Shout out to my wife, but Gal Gadot.
Shout out to your wife, indeed. I'll shout out to your wife.
But it has to go to Captain Marvel. We put Captain Marvel as the strongest, one of the strongest in Marvel. Wonder Woman's strong too, but she doesn't go in space.
I agree. I think that you're right. I feel like Wonder Woman is, especially in the movie, is drop dead sexy, no doubt.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to my wife, Lisa. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I agree. I feel like Captain Marvel. I don't even know how that's a pair up.
Yeah. That was also.
But seems a little one sided.
Right.
All right. Number 3, Shazam versus Iron Man. I don't know.
Isn't Shazam like he's comparable to Superman?
Yeah, but he's got the mind of a child. So he's like a he's like a child Superman.
Man child.
There it is. I don't know. What do you think?
I would, I see. I don't know what the premise is, like going toe to toe, because Tony Stark's he's a human. I mean, he doesn't really have. He's super smart, but
super smart.
He doesn't have any powers. His power is his brain.
I feel like
he can make technology.
Absolutely, and I feel like Iron Man's so smart that he could probably outthink Shazam.
Yeah, right.
So
just like how Batman outsmart Superman.
Well, like Lex Luthor outsmarts Superman.
Yeah.
Brains versus brawn, but Iron Man also brings a little bit of brawn to the game because of his suit. So I don't know. I'm going to go Iron Man on this one.
I'll go Shazam for power for power. I mean, for raw power, strength. Yeah.
Well, he gets Iron Man out of that suit. Yeah, that's it. Game over.
Take out his heart, his what do you call it? His chest thing.
Spleen, whatever. You take out whatever the heck. All right. Moving right along. Number 2, Batman versus Captain America. That'll be interesting. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to go Captain America on this one.
Yeah. The super soldier serum.
Super soldier serum. That's exactly what it was called. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that was the serum that that Incredible Hulk kind of is the same, but Incredible is the overdose version. I mean, to me, it should have been Batman versus Iron Man, because they both don't have special powers. They're both super rich. They're both super smart. But I would give it to Tony Stark's on the brain power. So Captain America versus Batman is. I mean, Captain America, pound for pound, he's strong. I think Captain America can even hang with Superman. Honestly,
well, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, sure, they're all about America, truth, justice, and the American way. But I don't know, Captain America versus Superman
or Thor versus Superman versus Thor. Or Superman versus the Hulk.
I don't know.
I would say Thor versus Superman would have been.
They don't even compete to Superman's strength. Superman's like moving like planets. What is Captain America? Oh, he can lift up a hammer. Cool. He can lift up Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
But that's only because he's the one.
Yeah.
But that's another story altogether, folks. Number one. Superman versus Thor.
Okay. There you go.
There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking with my Superman theory here.
Right. Let's see.
They both look good with their shirt off. Is that gay?
Yeah. um.
I mean, Thor's
Then
got one
again,
eye, for God's sake.
if you take Superman to a place where there's no sun, I mean, is he only powered because of our sun, yellow sun, right?
Yes.
Like, will he get power from a dwarf or a sun that's about to fizzle out? Will he get the same
So
strength?
if you put them in space
Yeah, in the
with
dark
with no sun,
with
who
no
would
sun.
win?
Yeah,
I feel like neither. I feel like they would just float around. I don't know.
right. And it's true. Thor is but god of thunder. I mean, he would have to be around clouds,
To even be effective, I suppose.
right? So yeah, so you would have to determine where are they going to fight. I mean, are they
Oh,
going to fight
please.
on
Let's
Earth?
just assume that it's in Texas. Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah. Okay, with lightning versus Superman's, and then he has a hammer.
Oh,
But what if the hammer he infused it with kryptonite, or
okay.
Thor would have like he had a pocket full of kryptonite and he just crushed it and he just into Superman's eyes. Man, Superman would lose and just use
Oh
his hammer.
man. Okay.
Damn,
Well,
I feel like I'm nerding out.
I feel like you are. You're really stretching it here. But
Because it all depends
all
on
right,
how they
assuming
fight.
that Thor cheats, yes, I'll agree that Thor wins. But if Thor doesn't cheat, I feel like Superman will win. Yeah.
Yes.
But okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I feel like it's a
So now
wash. If we're talking about pound for pound, it's a wash. But no using dirty tricks, no using weaknesses, no using hammers, no using weather. I still think it's a wash.
well, what do you think, folks? Let us know. Put in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Yeah.
Right. I
Well,
like it.
Brawnz, what do you say we wrap it up?
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we it's over an hour. I thought we weren't gonna make it an hour, but I guess I felt like for me I was rambling a little bit.
Well, you had to
But
defend Thor. It's okay. I
that's
get
right.
it. Yeah. Kryptonite dust. Got it.
Right.
Uses the hammer.
Right. But movie wise, I think Man of Steel, if we compare Man of Steel versus any of Thor's like Ragnarok, I think Man of Steel would take out all of them.
Wow.
Even though I love Ragnarok.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, I feel like as far as Thor's movies are concerned, I don't know. They kind of rate lower on the scale. But shout out to Thor. If you're out there, like, subscribe, put some comments in the link below for sure. Any last words for these fine folks here, Brawnz?
Everybody enjoy the weekend and DCA, not financial advice.
There it is. DC first Marvel. What do you guys think? I don't know. I feel like even though I picked a lot of Marvel, I feel like DC would kick the crap out of those boys and gals. Shout outs. Have a great night, folks. Peace. We'll be
Peace.
right back. Later.